and welcome back to another week, another edition of the LiuLi Cup Weekly number 8, your weekly dose of LiuLi Cup action. I'm of course your host VIP. With me, I'm joined by these amazing players, by Who in chat, and by my plushies as well. Welcome to a very special day of StarCraft. This is our second tournament of the day, but today is what? Today is a patch day. Earlier this morning, we were of course live with PvT Cup. PvT Cup was merely like 4 hours after the patch went live, and now we're here this evening with the second broadcast of the day, with the second tournament of the new patch. Here we go. If you're in the chat, we'll get there. In the top left hand corner, we have the Canadian Protoss player. We have the red Protoss for Basilisk. It is a Trigger. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the Terran player, the blue Terran. It is Wingent. Let's go, buddy. Let's go. We're here in the round of 32, and if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is round of 32. It is Gamba time. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we dive into our best of 3 round of 32 match. Exclamation mark B in the chat. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys don't have to look at yourselves. The bracket is live, the bracket is stacked, the bracket is looking very, very nice and looking very, very filled up, and we'll be getting into the bracket itself after this series. For now, we have our initial PvT, and this is one of the many matchups that is going to be influenced by the patch itself. Again, the patch is pretty intense, especially regarding certain changes, especially considering there are a lot of changes that were added that were not tested. So we have some untested changes coming into the main live game, which is an interesting choice. Definitely interesting choice was made in regards to that, and we got to see a lot of really fun matches this morning. I'm curious to see how used to the patch these players are. I'm sure a lot of these players did not actually touch the PTR, but now that we've had the base game for almost 24 hours, well, I mean, now we've had the patch for almost 24 hours, I'm sure laddering has occurred, and I'm sure players are slowly, or sometimes even quickly, adapting to the new patch. Let's go. Let us go, buddy. Let us go. And so now we're getting into our openers. We do have our economic opener here out of Wingent going for a Rax expand, followed by a second Rax in the main. Ooh, that is not normal. That is not normal. That is not standard. To have a second and soon to be a third Rax, this screams 2 base all in. This screams earlier sim timing, assuming that we get a third Rax behind this into a tech lab, into stim, into a heavy bio setup, into a 3 Rax. If this is to be 3 Rax, this is a very old school build. Yep, there we go. Third Rax is on the way. This was very prevalent a couple of years ago, but this did eventually fall out of favor and fall out of fashion. A way to hard counter this is with a robo opener into Colossus would hard counter this, and we would often see that back in the day, back in the era of Site Delta. Cure would almost exclusively go for 3 Raxes with very, very mixed results. Have you considered doing ready style predictions, like when there's a clear favorite, e.g. Wingent to take a map? No. The predictions are automated. Maybe if we had some more dedicated mods to have like custom predictions and stuff like that, if we had a bigger stream, then maybe. But when it comes to predictions, I press a button and it just sets player versus player, right? But a Trigger and Wingent sets and pins them against each other. If the stream were to grow, if we had some more mods, if we had people that could dedicate themselves to actually doing that without taking away from the stream, then maybe. For now, though, we will commit to just the versus all the player on player. For their best of course. For their best of. For now, though. For now, we do have a Trigger poking in. We do have a robo follow-up. Gas is on 2 bases. Very safe play at a Trigger, going for a 2 base opener, 2 base play. Gas is being taken. Robo as well. Very safe play at a Trigger. Again, this has been on the rise, or this has been the meta over the past couple of months, and we'll see how Wingent is able to deal with that, considering his 3 racks. Now, this is going to be 3 racks into a 3rd CC. Ooh, this is kind of weird. This is very dedicated. It's a very dedicated sim timing. I'll be honest, if this sim timing fails, the game ends. Like, to get a 3rd CC behind this is very ambitious. It's a bit of an odd choice here. The 3rd CC tells me that he might not actually move out. If he doesn't, then this was kind of a waste, is my concern. So, like, we gotta go, we gotta send it, we gotta hit our timing. Stim is almost done. We're still a little bit of a ways away. Trigger, he does spot the move out. Trigger is aware. 3x could go hard if it's a surprise. It's in the current meta, it would never be a surprise because of hallucination scouts, because it's very common to open up sentry, especially with the NG overcharge. Even with the nerf to NG overcharge, like sentry openers and scouting is the norm in current meta, which is also one of the reasons why this has fallen out of favor and why 3x openers are almost never seen, or actually I would go as far as to say as 3x openers are never seen currently in the highest level play. Again, this had its place before NG overcharge was a thing, but now with NG overcharge, this opener has definitely fallen off quite hard, because there should never be a situation where this ever goes unscouted. Again, at the highest level, like at lower levels, if there's no scouting going on, then sure, right? Like you can pop off. So it's a bit of a PSA for the players out there. That's Jesus. Oh no, we're on the high ground. We're not on the high ground. Yeah, these stalkers, they get a couple of free shots off. That's what, 3-4 Marines and a Marauder going down. Very nice damage here by Trigger. Like pre-energy overcharge, then sure, but post it, no shot. Trigger claims his third base, and Wingent's in a really rough position. I'm afraid to look how much he's lost. He lost 11 Marines. 11 Marines, 1 Marauder for nothing, for 0 damage. So the 3x has fallen on its face, and behind this, Trigger can now embrace his splash damage. Storm is on the way. The other issue here with being this heavily reliant on Bio early on, it's a very fragile army as well. We're getting into 1-1 upgrades, but of course we have the new Storm coming into play. The Storm that lasts 10 years, papi, 10 years. And it is something you have to get used to. This morning, if you were here, we were casting Clem versus Hero. And Clem, he did not get accustomed to the new Storm. As in, we'd see a Storm, Clem would move away, and then he'd move back too soon. Where the storm would still be going on. So it takes a while to adjust your muscle memory and get used to the new timings of things. Just because Storm lasts that much longer, you have to make sure you don't go back in too soon into Storm. As there's a first Storm. Again, it lasts quite some time, as you can see. It's still going. So we got good. As Storm's gonna be thrown down, we try to split, try to spread. The slow lots are coming in as charge just now began, and with that we should break through. We should be able to break through without another Storm in the biome, and we should just overwhelm. We should just snowball out of control, overwhelm. The Bio army does crumble. Boys being pulled into the slow lots. Again, charge only began after Trigger was pushing, so a little bit awkward, a little bit messy when it came to the execution, but there is nothing left here. GG gets called, and Trigger takes game number 1. GG. GG, well played. Trigger, he does claim the first game, and we'll see. We'll see if Wingent can bring it back. We'll see if he can bring it back. We'll see if he can make a series out of this. Let's go. Let us go. But again, it does take a little bit of use to when it comes to adjusting to the new patch, of course, and that applies to all players as well. Some players will adapt a little bit faster than others, I will say that. We already saw that this morning with Shameless. Shameless, he was actually not opening up Storm, by the way. One of the big changes that occurred is that the Ghost is now a light unit, and Shameless, he was not playing Storm at all. What was he doing? He was embracing heavy Colossus armies, and Bjorn was still opening Ghost. So with Bjorn opening Ghost, with Shameless prioritizing and embracing Colossus, Shameless just rolled over Bjorn time and time again. Like, Bjorn had a very hard time keeping up against Shameless, just because Bjorn, he was still a little bit too fixated on, you know, prioritizing Ghosts and staying on 2 bases and building up that Ghost count to deal with to have EMPs to deal with High Templar that never arrived. But here we go. Here we go, spawning in the top left-hand corner of Persephone, we have the Canadian Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Basilisk, leading the series 1-0. It is a Trigger. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Blue Terran, the Blue Terran himself. It is a Wingent. Oh, hello. Hey, papi. Where are we going? As the SCV does skirt around the edge of the map, and we are setting up for a proxy. Okay. So proxy racks here at a Wingent. I see in chats. Hello, good morning. Is this played on the new patch? Yeah, I mean, it's played on the current live version of the game. For those that are unaware, the patch is live. The patch is live, so now we have our base game. There's no longer a PTR version of the game, as the PTR version has been pushed live. I say that the PTR version was adjusted, was amended, and we have the live version, which is different to the version on the PTR. Bear that in mind. So different changes, different kind of numbers were tweaked, of course. And we're getting into game number 2. Unfortunately, let me just double check. Unfortunately, I don't think LiuLi Cup have added any of the TLMC maps. Yeah, unfortunately not. So far, our Tuna Cup is the only tournament to feature the Team Liquid Map Contest 21 maps, so it's a little bit unfortunate. Hopefully, the other tournaments do follow suit eventually. I know that we will. I know that we have already, I should say. They'll catch up, maybe they'll catch up. Go. As we are going for a proxy racks into a proxy factory. So one base all in here at a Wingent. Trigger with his own scout, he does confirm something is wrong. With his probe scout, he sees 2 gases, no racks at home. There's a proxy, and it's a committed proxy as well with extra gases. So Trigger, he is aware that something is amiss, and we should be playing very safe as a result. We're chronoing out the first Stalker. We should be getting a safety shield battery here at the natural base, and we'll see if he can find the proxy. As Trigger, he's looking. He's searching. It's my favorite pappy. Yes, they're means horns, pappy. Aye, aye, aye. Buenos dias. Good morning. Oh, and he will scout immediately. Wow, he scouts immediately. He does find the proxy 111, and he will even delay the start point. It's only one SCV. Only one SCV. The Marine is going to go down. There's nothing here to defend. The Marine falls. 0 army units, and that SCV should go down. And one more volley. Oof. Denies the starport. Tank production has begun. We're going proxy tank, but GG gets called. This got shut down immediately, and Trigger will take the series 2-0. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Very unfortunate there for Wingent to proxy to commit that hard and for it to be found. Almost immediately. Unfortunately, Trigger, he was quick to probe scout across the map, quick to confirm what was going on, and quick to recognize, of course, that there was a committed proxy somewhere on the map. Did find it immediately. GG. GG, well played. GG, well played, congratulations. And with that, let's catch up on the bracket. Let's figure out where we are and where we are headed. Exclamation mark be in the chat to have a look at the bracket yourselves. Ooh, let's quickly adjust, let's move some things over, and we have some updates here.